In this video, guys, I wanted to do a part 3 on my pocket carry series called the Ultimate Karambit. So part 1 was pocket carrying the EDC Relentless and some other knives. Part 2 was talking about pocket carrying a Karambit, and specifically I featured this Defender Extreme, which is a good but very, very cheap Karambit. And then this one I want to focus on, after I've done a ton of research on Karambits, what kind of is the Ultimate Karambit? The Ultimate Karambit, in my opinion, is a Karambit that has, number one, double edge. Okay, it cuts both ways. Number two, it can be completely deployed one-handed without snagging it or catching it on anything. So with those, and I'm sorry, I should add, it's also got to be reasonably priced. So with that in mind, let me show you the Karambit by Mazzalong. And I don't know anything about this company, honestly, but this Karambit, and I'll bring it up close to the camera so you guys can see the name. Let me turn it the correct way here so you can read it. It is Mazzalong. And also when I got this, the Kydex or plastic sheath was bolted to or screwed to one of those paddles, same kind that the Defender Extreme had, and I just unscrewed it and took it off. So that's what this is. This is the sheath without the paddle attached to it. It's double-edged, so it has edge here, and then this also is edged all along here. And these also, this is like a really, a very wide serration, but it is sharp. Now, it's sharp because after getting this, what I did was to take a stone and to run it along the stone. So here's a 400, 1000. So I ran it along the 400 side, then the 1000 side for a while. This is just a cheap stone off of Amazon. The Keen Best, I mean, I don't know anything about it other than the fact that I needed a cheap stone so I could take it and sharpen up, because it wasn't very sharp. I wanted to give it more of a sharp edge on this backside, you know, just running it along like that. And basically making sure that this edge is nice and sharp right through here. And of course the inside came very, very sharp. So that was good. So the Mazzalong is a very sharp Karambit, double-edged, and that is so when you're using it, if you have to defend yourself, okay? You can obviously slash this way. If somebody's coming in on you, you know, you can slash this way. And I say coming in on you because I'm a big believer in using Karambits defensively. Somebody's coming to try to kill you or take everything you have, whatever, you're going to cut that way. And now you can also cut that way as well. If they're coming at you, boom, you can cut to the right. So it gives you a lot more flexibility and variation in terms of your defensive moves in using this blade to protect yourself. And again, like I said in my first video and my second video specifically, Karambits are incredibly deadly. I mean, the cutting power of a Karambit is just a nightmare for an attacker. So, and of course, the ring keeps it in your hand. It's not going to fall out of your hand, even if you're struck by something. So anyway, guys, number one parameter is met in that the Mazzalong Karambit has a double edge. Now, number two, being deployed with one hand without having to catch it on anything. Now, what the heck am I talking about? Well, with this one, you knew as I drew it in the second video, you could see me drawing this out of the shorts. It catches right here, and then that pops the blade free. And it works well. I'm not at all complaining about it. It's a good system, and I carried this a lot, actually, in my pocket. But what I'm talking about is the ability to pull the Karambit out of your shorts, like I talked about or your pants in videos 1 and 2. And then what you're going to do is essentially, if you look at my hands, I'm going to take my hands and my fingers and just separate like that. So I'm just going to go boom. Okay, so watch. Separate. See how easy that came down? And then gravity just takes it down. So here, separate your fingers, and it comes off just that easy. And let me just do one more without the fingers coming off the handle. And this didn't need any adjustment or sanding, this kind of Kydex type. I don't know if it's Kydex or plastic, but basically it did a really good job. And of holding this secure. This will not come off in your pocket. The Mozzolong is great staying in your pocket. So I was actually really impressed by that. Didn't need any adjustment. And then if you want it to come off, you just put a little bit of pressure on your pinky there and just boom, let gravity take it down. So this has two things I just really, really love. Now, there are other wonderful karambits out there. I know that, for example, Greg Tambone of Bone Tactical makes like a $400 karambit. That's totally a beautiful heirloom piece to keep for the rest of your life and then hand down to your children. However, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that's inexpensive. This was like $28, $30 off of eBay. So inexpensive, and I can carry it around. If I lose it, I don't cry. And I can deploy it very quickly without ever worrying about losing it, etc. My only minor gripe with the Mozzolong is that it's about 5.5 ounces. The Defender Extreme is only 3.5 ounces in your pocket, so you almost don't even know it's there. This is 5.5 ounces, so it's 2 ounces more. Not really that big a deal. It does have thicker steel. You can see how thick that stainless steel is, where the grip area is. It's really a thick piece of stainless steel. So it's not that big a deal. I still consider this really, to me, the ultimate karambit because I love how it's shaped. A lot of karambits kind of curl up this way too much, or they're kind of too straight. You want that nice curve, I actually like the curve to come up. Like if this is your center point, I like the curve to be equal coming this way as well as this way. It's almost like it's smiling at you. And so to me, this is a really nice, well-balanced stainless steel karambit that you can take anywhere you need, as long as, check your jurisdiction in your state. Here in Texas, it's totally legal to carry this thing. And as I said, this thing is a nightmare for an attacker. These things are incredibly deadly. One slash, and anybody with a brain knows they're not going to make it. Okay, do not attack somebody with a karambit. That's really all I want to say about this. I just wanted to introduce you guys to what I feel is like the ultimate karambit. I thank you so much for your time. I will resume my normal topic of how to make your cars last 25 years and 300,000 miles in the next video. Take care.